Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Adrian Nelson of Aging Great Life, and this is a love reading for the sign of Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising for the 18th to the 24th of April 2020. And of course, whenever you look at it, it's also the right time for you. So if you are Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and if you don't know those things, go check them out because it makes it very interesting, and chances are you look at some other, zodiac readings as well. And or if you're interested in Aries, here's a little clue for you or a little tip for you. Aries are really wonderful people. They really, really are. One of my best friends in Aries, real typical Aries. Actually more than one, but the specific one that I'm speaking about. So I'm sitting at his house this one day and being in South Africa where I am in Cape Town, and he's on his way to France and is trying to organize himself a room in a hotel from South Africa on the telephone in France. And my French is very limited. It's very limited. We just kind of get about. His French is not. Okay. But, and I'm sitting there in his kitchen. I remember I'm sitting in his kitchen and I've got my laptop open and I'm doing my own work. And I'm having such a smile, and I've got his doggies around me, these two beautiful Cocker Spaniels. Because here's a little thing for you to understand about Aries. For them, they like to do their own things because, for me, for example, who is a Cancerian with a lot of like Gemini and stuff like that in my chart, I like to get things done, and I like for them to be proper and I like to follow the procedure, but that's me. But my friend is different. For him, it's about the experience, and he wants to actually, do it himself. And whilst he'll obviously welcome my help, sometimes it's beautiful when we allow people to just live their lives and live the moment instead of trying to just jump in there, put our own 2 cents into it. So if you got your eye on an Aries, then know that they like to do things themselves sometimes, and like everybody else, that's the beauty about them. Okay, all right. So focusing on love, I wanted to speak about love because there's so many things going on in the world at the moment, and it's so sad. It really breaks one's heart. And so I just wanted to speak about love, because love is the one thing that still keeps us going, and that sort of gives meaning to this world. All right, and if you were an Aries, be mindful with their heart because they're very gentle beings. All right, don't go take advantage of them. Right, so let's get started. I'm gonna spray you some of my spray. This is a nice air cleansing spray. It's Palo Santo, which like beautiful energy. Rosemary and some crystals. There's some for you and there's some for me and there's some for our space, just to cleanse the air so I don't have to go around and spray and burn like incense, because the space it's a little small. I'm going to be coughing my lungs out. Okay, so I'm just going to draw 2 oracle cards for you guys. So like an oracle, basically like a daily motivational card, just to get a positive vibe going, and we're going to end off with those for you at the end of the reading. And if you want to, you're more than welcome. You can follow me on Facebook. I go live there during the week when this reading is going to be uploaded. I go live at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so 3 p.m. South African time on Facebook, and I post some things on Instagram. I try to inspire the world, do my bit to motivate and make people's hearts happy and smile. I'm calling myself a holistic wellness practitioner after all. Yeah, I like to do pretty things for people, and maybe I can make you smile or inspire you or motivate you. So follow me, and if you want to, you can subscribe to my channel. You're more than welcome to do so. Hit that notification bell, so when your reading comes out every week, then you get to see it. But for interest sake, it comes out every Wednesday. So Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius comes out on a Wednesday. Right. So those 2 oracles are going to be done at the end. I drew your cards for your reading here already. There's a little bit of hiccups happening here, but don't worry, I've got some good guidance for you. Oh, this is exciting. I had this card for, it says Cooperate, Rites of Passage. I can't remember now which one was it. I think it was Cancer. if I remember correctly, because I did Cancer readings like 2 days ago though. I think it was Cancer if I remember correctly, but anyway, it doesn't matter. So for you, with you know, let's just um, let's just connect in our heart space, and then we do your reading. So take a nice deep breath in, release with love, and release with peace, and we let go. Okay, so Cupra, rites of passage, what you want, if you may be feeling a little stuck there with love, or or even if things are going really well at the moment, know that it's fine, that it's all right, that you deserve it. Sometimes in life we feel that we need to make almost sort of like excuses when things are going well. But that is not necessary, that is not necessary. I mean, you're coming from quite a bit of a tough time there, and I'm just kind of looking over your cards now. For those of you that watch my channel in part, I'd always go and show you the cards, but I mean, it's just whatever resonates with the message resonates, and what doesn't resonate. You release it with peace and you let it go. And if you want to have a personal detailed reading, it's $12 for $12 for 30 minutes reading. But so for general reading here for you, the sign of Aries, yeah. I mean, and if I say this, it could sound quite general for about anybody, but there is, it's almost like you revisited the past a little bit recently, um, almost like you had to re-evaluate things. You might have gotten a little bit used to a particular situation, it seems there. And so a little bit of lightish sort of shit on this situation for you, where you're going with the moment. And I feel for many of you, there might have been a little bit of a period where you sort of felt like almost things were going a little bit blah. But it's almost like when you stop and thought for a moment, you realize there, but it's for many of you, you kind of got the golden goose already, okay? Um, it's more like a realization that you had to come to. Because I remember in your previous reading last week that it seemed like things were a little bit on like the stucky side there. So it seemed like you got that situation well in the hand there. Sort of beginning to appreciate the little things, seeing how you might have contributed to certain situations, being willing to compromise there, and going forward. I really feel for those of you that are, especially for those of you that are, with someone, I see some second chances coming through here. And there will be a little bit of a period going forward. Well, that's interesting. Some of you are looking at marriage. There will be a little bit of a period going forward where, you'll kind of look at maybe kind of walking life together, walking the path together, really seeing what are those things that are sort of holding you back, and also for what you really want, what are actually sort of those repetitive patterns coming back. So this is quite nice. It's almost like you were, it's almost like for some of you, I won't say that you forgot what you had. It's not like I wouldn't say that you forgot the value of what you had. But if I have a look at this, it is sort of looking and almost, it's like you might have gotten a little bit despondent there a little while ago, asking yourself, am I having the best deal, that sort of thing. But then when it's almost like you got a realization for the small, beautiful things again, the things that really matter. And that had that whole feeling coming out. And I mean, so it's like you reevaluated things. And this I'm going to show you because this is beautiful. So the Ace of Cups came out first, and then the World came out with it. So it's really, it's sort of like you realize that you already have everything with you, and sometimes in life we sort of chase that, sort of more that we want, but then when a lot of times you can realize afterwards that what you kind of want or what you seek is what you already had. But it's for you, it's like you come into this realization in time, so things are not running so far that they completely run out of control. So even if you're in a situation and you thought to yourself, oh my goodness, I've taken things too far, maybe I've let it go, there is definitely hope for you, and there's beautiful hope for you. And the wonderful thing about hope is when you have hope, you really have everything. Because, and me, I can be a very sinister person. So for years and years and years, I did not want to believe in hope, because I said, if there's hope, then, it's almost like you're setting yourself up for this maybe win, maybe fail sort of situation. And then my sister, typically, typical Virgo, looked around the world and just like, what are you talking about? When you have hope, you have everything, you know. So beautiful. It's like for you, even if you feel that the whole situation might be lost and gone, or you're never going to meet somebody, all hope is not gone. Um, and in where you are at the moment, there might be some very deep sort of inner soul work taking place. Probably dealing with a Scorpio very positively. Scorpio most likely, but also Gemini very very possible. Even Leo, or you could be dealing with a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, maybe Scorpio. I don't think so though. Probably possibly Capricorn, but there is a very strong water element here, water element or earth, but most likely water element. But it's like, yeah, you're getting to see almost like what are the things that are hindering the smooth flow of you know of how beautiful things can be. And it's very good when one comes to that point in life, because you can really get to see how you are holding yourself back in life sometimes, because many times we are the ones holding ourselves back, often, okay. um yeah, there's a definite compromise coming in here. So it's like somebody is almost giving somebody else like a second chance, or I don't know, it's like a quirkiness, but almost kind of like, you know, sort of taking things for what they are instead of trying to change the situation. So, what are sort of like, you know, a lot of times in relationships, people will look at like what is working on my side, what is working on your side. So, these are our two pluses, and we kind of make this work. Now, I feel that you've kind of got to that point where it's somehow like the if you want to call it that, almost like the negatives that have been sort of highlighted. And so it's almost like you have to work through like a challenging sort of situation that typically one would overlook. But you know, when you deal with those deeper things, and sometimes it's when you go to a new point, so moving away from a lot of things, a lot of forgiveness, looking at what isn't working in the past, and things might get a little bit hot and bothered there for a while, all right? But on the other end of that hot and bothered, you're really getting to see, like, this is where your reading's ending, the King of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles. So it's really because it also, sorry, it started with the actually with the Five of Pentacles, which was then had the Five of Swords there that was clarifying it. So it's like you are growing to, so you might be going through a bit of a challenging period initially there for a while, but you are actually, it's like you are growing to the next level, you know. So um you know, many times when we're in a relationship, or in a marriage, and I've now spoken about this before, you kind of get to a point, and everybody gets there. You get to a point where you get like, oh my goodness, you know, it's never gonna, and you hate this person, you can't stand them, and you just want to be rid of them. But if you can find a way to work through that and to get past it, that is where that beautiful sort of magic comes in. That sort of longevity starts to come in, you know, where you make it not because of everything that you have, but despite of what you have. And you might kind of find yourself in that situation. It might be a little bit overwhelming, but on the other hand, of how working that out can be quite beautiful. Now, a lot of you will say to me, Adrian, how do I even get there? How do I even start? You start with your heart. So you start with the things that are working. You start with the things that are positive. You start with the things, the contributions that you are making. Um, and if you put that sort of like on a scale sort of thing, like, you know, like in the olden days, you need to you used to have those sort of like um like um like a weight type of scale. So you put all the good stuff over there, all right, and it pulls it down like that, and it's beautiful. And then you take kind of like the things that are not working, and it starts to even out or balance out. And if the things that are working are still heavier, or there's like a good balance, or at least there's a good enough sort of balance, and you feel that, you know, you can still kind of make that work, then why not go for it, you know? Then maybe just give life a chance. Unless you don't, I mean, it's not always cool when one looks back afterwards and you're like, oh, I wish I did that, I wish I did that, I wish I did that. Okay. So if I say, if somebody's really special to your heart, give that person a chance. All right. Let's see for you. But okay, so I do see a growth period for you happening here, be it in love or be it in your own life. If you're single, that takes you towards a point where you get ready. There is a bit of an assessment period, and there is some darker, sort of almost like those deeper, rooted kind of things that you are working on. So that you might be feeling yourself going through a bit of a dark period. You might actually feel a little bit lonely, even when you're inside a relationship. If you do, please understand that a lot of what you're feeling could actually be coming from you and not from the other person. Okay. Um, and then for your motivational card, it says, Yeehaw! When it comes to choosing what will be in your life, I recommend valuing the hee-haw, the things that they bring. Quality above all others. Have it your way. Special orders don't upset us, the universe. All right. And then just ending off there with grace and gratitude. And it says, through gratitude, joy expands. All right. So by focusing on those little things that are working before you go to the dark side, you might find some beautiful things that are working. Okay. So cute that I could read for you. I do appreciate that. If you want to subscribe to my channel, do so. I've got a reading for you every week. Your reading comes out on a Wednesday, 6 o'clock South African time. Follow me on Facebook, follow me on Instagram, and I'll be seeing you next week. Ciao, ciao, ciao.